Mabuhay! In this video, we'll explore different aspects of transportation in tourism. First, we'll look at its connection to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and the Global Code of Ethics for Tourism. Next, we'll discuss theories from Maslow, Peirce, Crompton, and others. We'll also tackle common travel barriers such as social isolation and phobias. Finally, we'll examine the sociological perspectives on transportation, particularly how it affects different groups and workers in the sector. Through these topics, we'll see that transportation is not only about moving people from one place to another. Let's begin.
The United Nations created 17 Sustainable Development Goals to protect the planet and ensure a better future. Out of this, transportation and tourism is most connected to Goal 10, Reduce Inequalities, and Goal 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities. Sustainable transportations means using travel systems that are safe, affordable, and eco-friendly. It reduces pollution, protects tourist sites, and makes travel more accessible, especially for vulnerable groups. For example, cycling lanes, electric trams, and walkable areas in cities like Amsterdam show how tourism can be both convenient and green.
The Global Code of Ethics for Tourism, or GCET, created by UN Tourism in 1999, outlines key principles to encourage responsible and sustainable tourism. It aims to help governments, businesses, communities, and travelers ensure tourism benefits all parties while reducing harm to the environment, culture, and society. In general explanation of the 10 articles, Global Code of Ethics in Tourism promotes mutual respect while safeguarding local communities and human rights. Tourism should encourage respect for one another, cross-cultural understanding, and personal development to protect the environment and cultural heritage while providing jobs and economic inclusion for the local population. It must be planned sustainably. For both authorities and tourism professionals, honesty, safety, and ethical behavior are crucial duties. Everyone should be able to access tourism with equal rights and freedom of movements for both workers and visitors. Last but not the least, using reputable international organizations to implement and enforce these ethical principles requires international cooperations. Does the transportation industry have a connection with the Global Code of Ethics for Tourism? Yes, since it requires tourism stakeholders to plan infrastructure and activities in a way that protects the environment, which has a direct impact on transportation choices, and to reduce their carbon footprints, especially through sustainable transportation.
Tourist behavior and motivation can be understood through Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This framework suggests that tourist motivation are driven by different levels of needs, which are hierarchical in nature. Number 1, physiological needs. These are the basic needs such as food, water, shelter, and physical safety. Tourists may be motivated to travel to experience relaxation, rejuvenation, or to escape from daily routines. Number 2, safety needs. Security, stability, and protection. Tourists may prioritize destinations with a low crime rate, stable political environment, or good healthcare facilities. Number 3, love and belonging needs. Social connections, relationships, and the sense of belonging. Tourists may travel to spend time with family and friends, or to experience new cultures and meet new people. Number 4, esteem needs. Self-esteem, recognition, and respect. Tourists may be motivated to travel to experience prestige, luxury, or to achieve personal growth. Self-actualization needs. Personal growth, creativity, and self-fulfillment. Tourists may travel to challenge themselves, learn new skills, or experience new experiences. Applying Maslow's hierarchy to tourist behavior. Relaxation and escape. Tourists may prioritize relaxation and escape from daily routines, fulfilling physiological needs. For example, beach resorts. Tourists seeking relaxation and rejuvenation at beach resorts, prioritizing comfort and physical well-being. Safety and security. Tourists may choose destinations with a strong focus on safety and security, fulfilling safety needs. For example, secure destinations. Tourists choosing destinations with low crime rates and stable governments and good healthcare facilities. Cultural experiences. Tourists may seek cultural experiences, social connections, and the sense of belonging, fulfilling love and belonging needs. For example, family vacations. Families traveling together to spend quality time, create memories, and strengthen bonds. Luxury and prestige. Tourists may prioritize luxury and prestige, fulfilling esteem needs. For example, adventure tourism. Tourists engaging in adventure activities such as hiking or skiing to challenge themselves and gain a sense of accomplishment. Personal growth. Tourists may seek experiences that promote personal growth, creativity, and self-fulfillment, fulfilling self-actualization needs. For example, personal growth tours. Tourists participating in tours focused on personal growth, self-discovery, and spiritual exploration. By understanding Maslow's hierarchy of needs, tourism marketers and destination managers can tailor their offerings to meet the diverse needs and motivations of tourists. Tourist behavior and motivation theory of peers. Philip Peir's travel career approach is a framework for understanding tourist behavior and motivation. Travel career ladder Peir's travel career approach suggests that tourist motivation and behaviors change as they gain more travel experience. The framework proposes that tourists progress through a series of stages, each with distinct motivations and needs. Stages of travel career starting from the top. Fulfillment and self-actualization. Seek experiences that promote personal fulfillment and self-actualization. For example, art workshops, engaging in creative activities such as painting, pottery, or writing to express oneself and tap into creativity. Self-esteem and development. Focus on personal growth, self-improvement, and self-esteem. For example, solo travel, traveling alone, stepping out of comfort zones, and discovering new aspects of oneself. Relationship and social. Prioritize building relationships, socializing, and interacting with others. For example, cultural events, attending local festivals, concerts, or markets, interacting with locals and experiencing their culture. Safety and security. Need for security, need to reduce anxiety, need to predict and explain the world. For example, in transportation, it can be seen when tourists prefer airlines with strong safety records or bus companies with reliable drivers. Physiological needs, relaxation and escape. Focus on relaxation, escape from daily routines, and basic needs. For example, nature walks, taking leisurely walks in nature, enjoying the scenery, and breathing the fresh air. Peir's travel career approach provides valuable insights into tourist behavior and motivation, highlighting the importance of considering the dynamic and evolving needs of tourists.
Crompton's push and pull theory explains why people travel by dividing motivations into two types. First, push factors. Internal drives like wanting to escape daily life, relax, gain prestige, explore, or connect with family. For example, stress and the need for relaxation, person feeling overworked might travel to escape stress and relax. Pull factors, external attraction of a destination such as new experiences, learning opportunities, or unique features of a place. For example, destination features the specific characteristic of a place such as its scenic beauty, natural environment, or facility pull tourists in. Thomas Cook's theory was centered on the notion that travel could educate people, reduce prejudice, and offer healthy recreational alternatives to less appealing pursuits. Key aspect of Thomas Cook theory: educational potential of travel. Cook believed that travel could educate and enlighten people, fostering a broader understanding of the world and different cultures. For example, going to other places to undertake someone's culture or participating in local tradition provides a deeper understanding of culture's costumes, beliefs, etc. Social enlightenment. He aimed to use travel to eliminate prejudice and bigotry, believing that experiencing other culture firsthand would humanize people and foster greater understanding. For example, local empowerment communities actively participate in the planning and execution of tourism initiatives, such as staying in locally owned accommodation and engaging in cultural events. Accessible tourism. A core principle was making travel affordable and safe for the masses, transforming it from an elite pursuit to a mass market product. For example, budget airline like AirAsia drastically reduced airfares by cutting non-essential services, optimizing operations. Healthy leisure. Cook envisioned travel as positive and healthy form of leisure, a constructive alternative to unhealthy activities like gambling and excessive pub visits. For example, spa experiences, massages, facial, hydrotherapy, saunas, and hot springs promote physical and mental relaxation. The conducted tour model. He innovated the conducted tour, organizing packages that provide safety, comfort, and a structured experience for relatively inexperienced travelers. For example, pre-arranged itinerary, the tour follows a fixed route and schedule, ensuring that specific attractions and activities are covered.
Tourisation theory by Lawton and Weaver is a framework that explains the expansion and increasing complexity of tourism as a global phenomenon in the pan-discipline of study. It emphasizes the tourism's growth, transformative impact on society and the economy, and its role in globalization since the World War II. Ascendancy effect, or the growth of the sector. Tourism has become one of the largest sectors in the global economy. Millions of jobs created worldwide in hospitality, airlines, cruise lines, travel agencies, and local businesses. Example, the rise of budget airlines and online booking platforms accelerated tourism's growth, like the Cebu Mactan International Airport expanded significantly to cater to international travels. Tourism as a pan-discipline. Pan-discipline means all-compassing or sector interconnectedness. Tourism interacts with economics, environment, culture, and technology. For example, ecotourism links environmental sustainability with hospitality and local communities. Public transport systems like tourist shuttle buses in Cebu and Davao show collaboration between urban planning and tourism. The sector must adapt to climate change, cultural diversity, and global crisis. Minnow to the hammer, or the expansion of the industry. Once a luxury, tourism is now a mass global activity. Destinations once considered remote, like Iceland and Bhutan, now welcome millions of tourists. Tourism infrastructures like airports, resorts, transport grew to support this transformation. For example, budget airlines or affordable flights to Boracay, Palawan, and Siargao, or RORO or ferry system connecting Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Motivation for growth or the demand in the sector. Psychological and social motivations like escape, leisure, and self-fulfillment fuel demand. Tourism businesses like hotels, airlines, and tour operators design services to meet these motivations. For example, adventure tourism, wellness tourism, cultural tourism. Millions of Filipinos join religious tourism, traveling for hours by jeep or bus, like in Quiapo, for the Church of the Black Nazarene, or Kamay ni Jesus in Quezon. Economic, social, environmental interplay, or the sector challenges. Tourism sector faces balancing economic benefits with social equity and environmental protection. Example, the over-tourism in Venice, economic gain versus the social or environmental strain. The Boracay closure in 2018 revealed how transport accessibility increased tourist arrivals but also contributed to environmental strain. Push for sustainable tourism policies and practices. Bansal and IELTS model in 2004 conducted an exploratory research on tourist motivations and planning and provided a simple explanation of the decision-making process of tourists. They identified two main phases. First, the planning phase, or before the trip. In this phase, the travelers create the basic parameters of the trip. These include the destination, duration, budget, mode of transportation, accommodation, purpose, and such. These plans can be made together at home or at a specific location. It can also be modified or completely changed. Example, choosing between renting a car or a van, relying on public transport. Number 2, modification phase or during the trip. These are when the details of the trip can be finalized or enacted, or the adjustments are made. Examples can be ending the trip earlier than planned due to an unforeseen event. The importance of this model is that it helps explain why tourists doesn't always stick to the initial plans. It highlights the flexibility of tourist behavior, shows how marketing tools such as ads, brochures, and billboards can influence tourists during the modification phase. Introducing the travel barriers. According to Smith Travel Research 2021, travel barriers are the factors that hinder people from traveling or cause them to remain at home. The common travel barriers and examples are government restrictions, like the COVID-19 during the pandemic, health, comfort, or fear barriers, financial barriers, time, weather, and such.
Some travelers have transport-related fears such as amoxophobia, fear of vehicles, hodophobia, fear of traveling, and aerophobia, fear of flying. This can trigger anxiety and affect trips. For example, quiet trains in Japan helps travelers feel at ease. Transport can reduce isolation, especially for elders and persons with disability. Inclusive designs like London's step-free stations allow safe travel and better social connection. So transportation in tourism isn't just moving people, it protects the planet, supports travelers with fears, and ensures no one is left behind.
Introducing the sociological perspective in relation to transportation industry. African American perspective continue to face challenges in transportation shaped by the history and systemic inequality. Issues such as limited access, safety, and underrepresentation remain present. Despite this, resilience and community connection define their travel culture. Work-related perspective. Minority workers in transportation are often concentrated in low-wage positions. Opportunities for career growth are limited due to job segregation and wages gap. Institutional practices in hiring and training still affect equality. White and Black American perspective. The relation between white and Black Americans is rooted in slavery, segregation, and systemic racism. While civil rights laws improve conditions, disparities in education, jobs, and housing persist. Institutions continue to influence whether inequalities are reinforced or reduced.